Another thing that I think is going to be kind of disappointing, but I do realize that they had to cut it in order for both time purposes and so that normal people won't get confused, is the I can't remember what it's called. The Dark Freighter comic. How that the entire
they're releasing a DVD.
The DVD, the separate DVD,
which isn't cool because it's not going to actually be part of the movie.
I didn't know they were cutting that out.
Really?
Are they cutting out like the whole scene? Like
that whole thing is being cut out because like it's a time constraint thing. Like I don't think that they don't feel like they can get both the story in and then explain the Dark Freighter thing at the same time.
I thought it was a really good thing for the comic. Like it was weird to have it there. Like it confused me at first, but I thought it was really good.
I think it was part of what made the comic so epic was the Dark Freighter was in there, but I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, which is probably why they're pulling it out. But it's not awesome that they're doing that.
It made the comic a little better read, but I would have loved this comic without Dark Freighter. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't have finished this comic and went, I really wish there was some little kid reading a comic book through this movie, and it was about a pirate guy who ate his bros.
Okay. Well, I think this is actually one place where you and I differ on it. Like,
you would have hated this comic?
No, I'm not saying I would hate the comic, but I think it's such a fucking epic novel. Like, this is one of my favorite books I've ever read. Like, I don't read many comic books. These guys can attest to that. So I read books, Joseph Fowler, things like that.
Right.
And so, like,
smart people books.
Yeah, I'm kind of pretentious. But like the parallelism between like what's going on in the real world and what's going on in the comic, fucking blew my mind. I was like, they put this shit in a comic book? That is amazing. I am so pumped. That's why I love the Watchmen. I'm here right now talking about it because I don't know. I just don't think that the movie can do the book justice. I think it'll be a good movie, like around a 6 or a 7. But this book is like a 10. You could rate comic books from 0 to Watchmen.
I agree with that. It's going to be a super sweet movie to everybody that's never read the Watchmen.
Hell yes, it will.
Hopefully, they don't change anything too much. That should still be epic to people that have never read the comic. The ending, it should.
Have you guys?
I don't know what the ending's going to be. I know they're going to change it, and
we won't bring it up then. The scene where they take the owl ship up and they're going to save people from the burning building. So, basically, they fly up to the owl ship. They put it out with the owl ship's hoses. They try and stop the fire a little bit.
No,
then
is this in the
No, this is just the straight up comic. This is what I'm talking about from the comic.
Okay, we're talking about the comic, right?
Okay, then they extend the bridge, take the people off, serve coffee if you flip over. Okay, so they get people on, serve coffee right here. They're playing music, and it's kind of quippy and funny, and you're like, what the hell? This is such a serious scene, but you're making it very light.
And then they totally do it.
Yes, they do totally do it, which is going to be in the movie, obviously. The point that I'd like to bring up with this is that in the scene that they had on the internet, the owl ship flies up, and it shoots this water tower down, and it spills over the building in this really epic fashion, and then the girl jumps in through the roof, and it's all like,
Breathes funny.
Yeah, she does. She actually does. And this is all done in slow-mo. Then she kicks in a door, gets everybody onto the ship, and an explosion happens, and somehow she's magically back on the ship. Once again, another scene that has been overly action-packed.
I'll agree. I haven't seen that preview, but
seriously,
if he's not exaggerating,
I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but only a little bit. Literally, it's a 7-minute scene, and 4 minutes of it slow-mo.
Honestly, in my opinion, if they do the Watchmen as well as they did V for Vendetta, I'll be satisfied.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to.
I'll agree. I actually haven't read V for Vendetta.
Well, V for Vendetta, it's not word for word the comic, and they changed the ending, but overall it's a really good movie. And it's a great comic book, and they did it justice, I think. And as long as they do the comic justice to an extent, I'll be fine with it.
Right. Me personally, I pretty much did like the movie better, and I don't think it's going to be the same with Watchmen. The movie's going to be great, probably, and comic book, you can't beat the comic book.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Right. Because you'd have to make it so long, and I don't know.
Now, what worries me is rumors of already rumors they're gonna have a sequel or a prequel.
It's gonna happen.
This came out.
It's gonna happen just because the fact that that's what Hollywood does, but it doesn't need to happen. It's just going to take away from it.
This comic book came out in 1982. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it was
It's old.
it's based in the 80s.
And they still haven't written a sequel to the comic book.
It's because Alan Moore won't.
So why would they write a sequel to the movie?
Well-
Plus, Rorschach dies, so there's no reason to have a sequel to the comic
You've
book.
heard about the prequel video game, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a prequel Xbox Live and PSN only. It's not even getting a retail release.
So it's just gonna be an arcade game.
It's full 3D. It looks pretty sweet. It looks very similar to the movie, and it's a brawler type game. Back before Rorschach
Oh, so back when
became
the-
Rorschach, he was still Kodak at the time. So he's not a crazy son of a bitch.
I
And he's working with Night Owls.
I went from bummed to being really stoked. I want to play that game.
I'm pumped. I want to play the game. I think it's going to be cool. Like, both dudes are going to have different fighting styles. But in terms of an actual story, Alan Moore is not associated with the project, so got low hopes.
Alright.
Alan Moore's
Dave
crazy
Gibbons,
anyway.
I love it, though. Look at that great man in his beard. It's fantastic.
I don't like who they chose to play the Silk Spectre 2. She was in some terrible movie.
Heartbreak Kid.
She was in The Heartbreak Kid, which was. I am a fan of Ben Stiller. I love Ben Stiller.
It's not.
Everything that he's done is awesome, except for The Heartbreak Kid and some movie he did with Edward Norton that was terrible too. But she was in The Heartbreak Kid, and she was annoying and terrible. And every time I see a preview for The Watchmen, she's not a very good actress in that either. So that's my only pet peeve so far, is that they got her to play Silk Spectre 2. I hope you're watching this, whatever your name is. I don't like you.
And I'm glad that they show winders and boobs in it.
Yes.
Yeah, giving it a rated R thing is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
I think.
Big blue dong.
To wrap up on this, who's excited about this as actually being a really good movie to the comic book? I'm excited about that. So everybody but Kirky. Okay. I think that's kind of how we expected it to be.
It'll
Thank
be.
you.
I'm the one who proposed this idea. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good movie, but I don't know. There's no way in hell it can be as great as the novel.
Oh, well, nobody thought that.
Nobody
Yeah,
expects that.
I realize, but I don't know. It's
It
just
can't be better
Alright.
than a novel.
So,
good, not great. Good movie.
So anyway, I'm gonna give it a thumb and a hidden thumb. That's my prediction. What about you, Uncle Boneless?
I already did a thumbs up and a half thumb.
Thumb and a half. Prediction and thumbs.
I'll give it a thumb and a half. Like, I think it'll be good.
Oh wow,
I'm
you have
going
a better
with thumb and
prediction than I got.
I'm going with the thumb and a half as well.
I feel like
Two
it's
thumbs.
Two thumbs.
Two thumbs
Two
from
thumbs from Brian and
two thumbs from the voice along the way.
There you go.
Signing off, Captain Codebor
Blacklight.
and the crew. 5 Bros Talking Watchmen.
Alright.